The Neo Reality Entertainment brand expands with a relaunch of the Neo Reality Collective Pop Culture News Talk. Your host, Eric Brown, gives his insights and thoughts in the ever-expanding news world of comic books, professional wrestling, gaming, TV, and movies. Be sure to donate to the brand and keep up to date with additional content on YouTube channels such as Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE The Wrestleverse, and NRE Pop Culture Omniversa.
Today's edition of Neo Reality Collective is brought to you by Anchor.fm, a free distribution service podcasting hosting platform that allows you to record your podcast on your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and so much more. You can even make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor.fm app or go to Anchor.fm to get started today. Thank you and enjoy the episode. Marvel. Is this the relationship we're gonna have? Me as a consumer content creator, and you, a publishing company that really doesn't seem to understand the concept of wait things a little bit out and then you can make your announcements, or else you spoil the stories that are coming out that you want to sell. Yeah, you don't care, do you? Because you're the powerful one. You have the backing of everything. Okay, let's get into this. This is Neo Reality Collective. Welcome back to our official episode once more, and Marvel. My relationship when it comes to Marvel is not at all complicated. Marvel hates us and also tells us to give us your money. Whereas, and Hickman's relationship with Marvel is very complicated in the grounds of, hey, remember when you promised me you could do that thing that you said you wouldn't do, but you ultimately broke it? Yeah. What if I come back? Oh, that's cool. We'll let you do whatever you want. Does that mean you also do the whole, not spoil what's going to happen in the stories I'm doing and then give away the ending, essentially, with an announcement that completely cuts all the suspense out from us? Let's never question us again on that, Hickman. Yeah. Oh boy. Marvel, once again, messed up big time. I feel like they could have done all this beforehand with the teasers and everything, but after that, then they could have, then make the announcement for until quite frankly till after Inferno. But no, they want the biggest revamping thing. Oh god, they were doing a series of teasers during the whole titular week where they seemingly announcing a new event comic for X-Men called Destiny of X. And I was like, okay, that could be interesting. Like, they're teasing all these different eras of the X-Men, Magneto. There's an image of Magneto on Krakoa. There's an image of Magneto that we knew as the villain guy. There's an image of Magneto with his black armor. That's probably from the 90s. Then we see an image of Mr. Sinister, including where he's king, where he's a mutant superhero terrorist or whatever. He looks like he's a superhero for some reason. And he's a royal king. Okay, actually, I can buy him believing that. Hickman revamped Mr. Sinister, but he's just still crazy. And there's another where he's accepting the Nobel Prize. I mean, the guy made dynamite, so I'm pretty sure that makes sense. Then we see Hope Summers, who's wearing the Cerebro helmet and is in the place of Professor X. Then we see her, what looks to be, her in Cable's place as the post-apocalyptic future with a heavy gun. And then we see her yelling at someone in the Quiet Council. So, interesting. And then we get another image of Choose Your Destiny, Destiny of X, where we see a bunch of incarnations of Storm, where she is currently the Regent of Mars. It's comic books, don't think it. Then we get the first image that was released, where it shows Wolverine, one that looks like it was drawn by R.B. Sylvia, which is awesome, which means it's automatically a selling point. Clawing up some robots. Then we see him wearing a tuxedo outfit and an eye patch, trying to look like he's a tuxedo pirate, and not really giving out the look. Then we see another one where he looks like he has that machine techno-organic stuff on him. I'm trying to remember his name. Cypher, where he has that other persona of him, where he has this techno-organic side to him, and it looks like it's on Wolverine. Then we see Destiny, and she's essentially in the same pose, looking at the jungle, destroyed buildings, and a world with a futuristic city with a Nimrod in the background. But other than that, nothing else has changed. And one of the other teaser images was that there is no The Future, there is no Destiny. Spring 2022, Irene Alder, aka Destiny. And I was like, okay, you got me intrigued on this. Now, don't announce anything until, like, probably after Inferno. Oh. Too late, they announced something they announced something before Inferno ended. We're only at the halfway point, and we're about to get the penultimate issue this week, where it's gonna basically go all to hell. Like, okay, remember how Brian Michael Bendis did Disassembled? Well, Hickman is basically seemingly going for let's go Disassembled, but more extreme, and have it be an entire 2 issues with over 100 pages. I'm kind of insane. So, yeah. And now when you learn what exactly this whole announcement, this teaser stuff was, it alternately deflates the entire tension you had in Inferno, because now you just know where it's probably gonna go. Yay. And I immediately have lost somewhat of an interest. What the hell, Marvel? What the hell? I'll explain more after these messages. We'll be back, everybody. We're back, everybody, and let's get into it. So the big announcement that was teased all week was being teased again on Monday morning about how they're going to do something that's going to break the internet. I mean, like, not really. It didn't break the internet like everyone thought it would. In fact, I didn't even find out about this until 2 hours after the announcement, which, okay, that's not really attributed. That's attributed more to work-related issues because I work at that time. But I didn't really see it trending like Superman, Son of Kal-El was trending, where it came out he was bi. So, yay? Anyways, so what was the big announcement? Well, the Reign of X ends after Inferno, and we get the Destiny of X, aka Docs 2. I mean, like, I would have called it Ascension of X, though I'm pretty sure you can't make a word out of that. Aux, whatever, I don't know. That's Destiny of X. I really wish they could have called it Ascension of X, where they ascend to higher beings of the power. So, Marvel Comics revealed some information about the Destiny of X. It's the upcoming new status quo publishing line for the entire X-Men line that comes in the wake of the current Inferno Limited series, the Trial of Magneto series, and subsequently the X Lives and X Deaths of Wolverine. Starting in spring 2022, it has announced that it will feature the following titles: X-Men will continue by Gary Duggan, X-Force will continue, Wolverine will continue, New Mutants will continue, Marauders looks to be ending and then relaunched as a Volume 2 under Steve Orlando, and that's basically all the series of the original line that you got from the beginning. After that, there's going to be a bunch of other new titles. Immortal X-Men. Okay. we get Legion of X, which was being followed up on regarding, I would pronounce his name, but I'll just say the writer of Hellblazer and Way of X. We got X-Men Red, which, okay, why is it called that? Like, I know there was an X-Men Red before Hickman took over, but why do we have to go back to colors? At least Immortal X-Men makes sense, because when you think about it, the X-Men are practically immortal because they can just die instantaneously and then come back, so at least that makes thematic sense. X-Men Red, remember when that time where we had X-Men Blue, X-Men Black, X-Men Gold, X-Men Red, and I was just thinking, why are there like 50 different colors of the word X-Men? I mean, I don't get it. I still don't to this day. I saw those on the stands and I was like, wait, when did the X-Men have color divisions? And last but not least, there is the Knights of X. There's a motif going on here. Anyways, so the Knights of X. So, I'm not 100% certain, but if I'm correct about this, Hickman explained during the right before Inferno came out, that further probably was a problem, where he tried to say that, oh, I'm trying to see, he was trying to get more, another issue or so, he tried to get more pages to be commissioned for this project so he could expand Rogue's storyline and put her up in the Imperial Guard, something Imperial Guard. There was supposed to be a storyline involving the Imperial Guard of sorts. I want to say that's the Knights of X, but I could be wrong. That could be the Excalibur team, because that fits the motif of medieval knights. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to the Imperial Guard storyline that Hickman wanted to do, but they ultimately did not fulfill on their end of the bargain. So, yeah. So Marauders has been announced to be going ahead and having a new ongoing writer with Steve Orlando, who I had an interview with a few years back. Awesome. I'll try one day, see if I can get another interview with him. So X-Men Red. So I'm on Newsarama reading the articles and whatnot. Excalibur and s.w.o.r.d appear to be missing from the new line, indicating that both are coming to an end or transforming to one of the new titles. I'm pretty sure Knights of X is going to be Excalibur, but s.w.o.r.d, I don't know. But there is going to be a one-shot story called Secret X-Men, which features the kicked-off X-Men team that were, kicked off of the election and lost. And thus, they're going to be on a mission in space on the Shi'ar Empire and whatnot and save them. Which is actually kind of awesome, because when I saw the ending of those X election votes, I did think, yeah, they're going to be a team. The losers are all going to converge and be a team on their own. Like, we don't need to be the X-Men. We can be our own team. And I'm pretty sure I can quote Bender when I say this. I'll build my own X team with blackjacks and hookers. You know what? Forget the hookers and whatnot. Oh God, I'm gonna be sued. But Ben, the Man Futuron was funny back then. But they also referred to this as the second Krakoan age. So Reign of X wasn't the second. In fact, now that I think about it, they never really did say it was the second. That's that. But there is a new image that did come out by Len Francis Yu. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name completely, so I apologize. And colorist Sunny Gao, I also apologize. Featuring the line of characters who seem to be hinting at their importance. We got Iceman, we got Cable, Future Cable, not Team Cable. We got Beast, we got Magneto, Forge, Mystique, Jean Grey, Marvel Girl. I would have preferred calling her like Phoenix or something, since she is known for that for a time, or just give her another new name. Wolverine, Emma Frost, Psylocke, Storm, Madeline, Saturn. I keep trying to remember her name. We also got Wolverine #2. We got Kate. We got Colossus, who may or may not be under the control of the Russians. We got Domino. We got everyone's favorite Aussie. Man, why am I having trouble remembering these things? Like, it was on the tip of my tongue. God, I'm so screwed. Deadpool, Draken, the Red Queen, aka Kitty Pryde or Kate Pryde, Sister, Manic, Captain Britain, Sominus, I'll get to him when I can. Juggernaut, yeah, he's in this, even though he's not a mutant. He's part of the X-Men Unlimited title run they're doing on the weekly app they're doing. Destiny herself, because we're not going to be spoiling anything, right? Right? And no sign of Moira X. Oh dear. So, yeah. So the fact that there's Deadpool in this, even though he's an on again, off again, he was an X-Men for like one day, then was kicked out. Then in another universe, he was an X-Men for a day, then he shot up people and was arrested. And then he was in X-Force and did a bunch of ethical questioning problems. And then he also called the X-Men a bunch of fascists when they formed the new nation. And then screamed at the top of his lungs, "You're all fascists!" So, yep. And who's Somnus? Well, first off, he is definitely not the name of a character that I already created in my fanfiction project, who also works for another fanfiction project writer, HF, shout out to him. I certainly am not mad about the fact that they stole the name I came up with during my research, and I'm definitely not thinking they should be sued for that. Damn you! We only have time constraints on our side. But yeah, this Somnus is not the dragon character that's named after Sleeping Dragon or something like that. I mean, like, there's no motif or going on or theme or going on that. Right? Bad. So yeah, he was introduced in the Marvel Voices Pride 2021 one-shot, which is part of the Hellfire Gala. When I heard, so yeah, that character, let's get right into it. He's LGBT, cool, so yay for him. Treating it like it's normal and everything. He was reincarnated, brought back to life by the Five, because of course it was a little bit after the Hellfire Gala or right before it started. And he chose the name Somnus because he's definitely not reading because Marvel doesn't have an internal research team that's stealing my ideas. I refute that statement. And and they already said that he was coming back and he was going to be appearing in the Krakoa age next year in 2022. Already spoiling a whole bunch of things, so Marvel doesn't know when to keep their mouths shut. The Marvel senior editor Jordan D. Wyatt announced, "The journey of the Krakoan age is far from over. Our long-term plan that all our creators have been working on in our secret council chamber has only just begun to come to fruition. With the filling of the 2 empty seats each on the council, the reign of X has ended, and it's time for Mutantkind to reach for their destiny." You're fulfilling your destiny, my apprentice. And Hickman is not part of this whole thing. Remember, Hickman is leaving the X books after Inferno, so he's no longer the head of X. They even seem to imply during their X-Men Monday on APITcomics.com, or was it .net? AIPTcomics.com, they said there may not be a head of X, which is a problem I have, because I would have been like, I kind of like the whole head of X concept, where he's kind of where there's a captaining of the ship, not just a whole bunch of writers writing their own stories that eventually will connect. I kind of like the head of X, like the creator guy being like, okay, there's the editor to help maintain the continuity entirely of the greater Marvel universe with the X-Men, and then there's the internal continuity guy leading the charge of where this beginning, middle, end of the certain era they're in. I kind of like that idea, and the X Office they made. And Hickman says he has no bitter feelings or anything, though Inferno #1 seems to suggest that there is a little bit of anger in the thing where Moira seems to be Hickman in this case, and Charles Xavier and Magneto are the X Office in Marvel, where they kind of come on their knees to ask Hickman, tell us what to do, man. We don't know what we're doing anymore. And Moira and Hickman is like that annoyed guy that's like, oh god, look, I already gave you like 100 different things. I have to keep coming in to fix this? Is this really my life? Like, I want to do some stuff at DC Comics eventually. Please, Hickman, please, we are here to humble ourselves. Which sadly is probably true, because Hickman was at one point almost considered for Justice League, and then Marvel begged him to come back and say, do whatever you want, which was the X-Men. So, yeah. Yeah, though, to be honest, I would really like to see him work on Justice League. It would be interesting to see him work on that, take new characters and whatnot, on a cosmic epic probably. But yeah, Hickman is not part of this plan. There seemingly will be no head of X, even though I feel like the person who's in charge of it there should be a leader of some sort, and not just the editors. And the X Office will prepare its mighty stride as Krakoa marches forth. Also, there is another character named Blindfold, I think. I think that's the name, someone mentioned it, where they said that person, that's actually another precog character. So it seems like Moira Taggart will fail or die or be sentenced to the pit, while Sabretooth will be effed off somewhere in the pit again because he's not on the promotional poster, implying that he's not really out of his imprisonment yet, even with the miniseries coming out. Oh boy. So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It is a fairly interesting thing. I don't know if I'll cover the series, the Destiny of X. I am tempted at times, though I will confess the main reason why I'm having temptations on this is because I'm running out of room to put my comics at. That I might just go all digital with my comic stuff. Who knows? Who knows what 2022 will bring, other than our continued other than potentially a part 3 of 2020, and probably something disastrous that happens that makes me question all humanity. Oh god, it's gonna be nearly 1 year when January 6th went down. Fuck. But enough about my despair of the real world. Let's get back to our comic stuff. Yep. X-Men, and whatnot. The future of tomorrow. And man, it's gonna be I am kind of interested, but I'm hoping there is a head of X somewhere in this. It just feels like it makes sense to me nowadays. Yeah, but yeah, the promotional artwork is pretty damn awesome. Still hoping we get a Pepe Larraz or hell, I'll sell for another Mark Brooks cover art from him on the Destiny of X thing. Are we gonna get a title that launches off the Destiny of X other than the 10 X Lives, X Deaths of Wolverine? Who knows? So that's all we have for today, everybody. Stay tuned for this last ad and then our outro, and we'll be out of here. Stay tuned, everybody. See you again.
Be sure to donate to the brand and keep up to date with additional content on YouTube channels such as Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE The Wrestleverse, and NRE Pop Culture Omniversa.